Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Orphea and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about how I got my long hair. For those of you who maybe know me in real life or for a longer time here on YouTube, I often have had really long hair. Now up till I was 22 or 23 I actually never cut my hair short. Why? Because I just liked the look of long hair. Now for several reasons I did cut my hair shorter, and then one moment I just decided I didn't want to go to the hairdressers anymore. There's multiple reasons for that. The main one is that I used to be able to get my fringe cut for free, and when it was for free I just went in every month or every 2 months to get my fringe trimmed. It would always be incredibly short and then it would grow out and I had to go back. Now my main issue with my fringe is that when it was for free I didn't mind it because I could go back in as often as I wanted to, but when she started charging money for it I actually found it a big waste of money, because she would charge me, I think it was 15 euros to cut my fringe every single month or every 2 months when I needed to go every single month more or less. And it was always really nice and straight in the beginning and then crooked as it grew out, because I have something that makes my hair like flip up a little bit here in my parting, and it affects my fringe. So the best decision that I made was ask a friend of mine who is a hairdresser how to cut my own fringe. And ever since I started cutting my own fringe, I haven't been back to the hairdresser. So if you have a fringe and you go to the hairdresser, I would highly recommend stop going to the hairdresser if they charge you for it. If it's free, of course, you can go as often as you want. But I really found it handy to invest in a pair of hairdressing scissors and start cutting my own hair with it. I find this really easy. I clip my bangs up and then I do the under part and then the top part. And I just make sure that everything is nice and neat. And I keep these scissors next to where I get ready every morning. So if in the morning I brush out my fringe and something is poking the wrong way, I can just snip off the little parts that annoy me if I need to. Most of the time I cut it on one evening and then the next day I will check it again if everything falls the way I want it to. But most of the time the second day after cutting my fringe I have already eliminated all the hairs that jump out, etc. So yeah, for me it's really practical and it's something that I do every 2 to 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks depending how I want my fringe to look. But this has really saved my ass for not having to go and cut my hair, because when I went to the hairdresser I was like, ooh, I like this hairstyle, I want to maybe do this with my hair, and I was really tempted to go back and have my hair chopped off. Now it has been since March last year, so March 2017, that I had my last haircut, and I think I just got it cut this length. So where my hand is more or less where I had it cut to, so this was the longest length of my hair. So this entire part is all hair that I grew out since March last year, more or less. I'm not sure if I have gotten any hair trims in the meantime. I don't think so, honestly. And I haven't cut my ends because my ends honestly still look fairly good. Now the shorter layers of my hair that I specifically got cut in my hair to be able to style it the way I want now are more or less this length. So they come up to here, more or less. That's where they end. Now of course I have some little things that I have here to frame my face, and I actually got those every now and then. I just like it when they hit like the ends of my face more or less, just to frame my face a little bit more. That's about it. And the cut I have in my hair is kind of a V shape. So if you look, it's full and then it's layered and then it ends in a point. So if you would see my hair from behind, and I will try and include some pictures of it, you will see that it ends kind of in a V shape, which I personally don't mind, but I'm thinking about having it cut just straight across somewhere this year or next year. I'm not sure when, but I might just do that. And the main mistake that people make when they want to grow out their hair or have healthy hair is switching hair products all the time. I am personally very much against switching hair products too often. I do switch my shampoos out every now and then, but I will try and stick to the same one most of the time. So my main shampoo that I've been using the past year, 2 years, maybe even more, is the L'Oreal Elsa Phyto Clear shampoo, and this one is for sensitive head skin. And another mistake that people make is using too much shampoo. You only need a tiny bit in your hand, so just make sure that the palm of your hand is kind of filled with shampoo, and that should be enough to wash your hair. I always wash my hair twice because it really gets rid of any dirt and any greasiness that has collected in my hair, as well as the dandruff. Now, the conditioner that I use is also by L'Oreal Elseve, but this one is for colored hair. This one is just a caring, nurturing conditioner, and it's actually super good. Now, for a conditioner, I do use more than I do of shampoo. Why? Because, well, I have more hair. I have long hair that has to be treated, and I only apply conditioner on the ends of my hair, not on my fringe and not on the top of my head. So what I will do is I will just take my hair, put conditioner starting here more or less on the ends, and then I will roll up my hair into a knot on top of my head and let it sit for a little while. And while that sits on my head, I will wash my body, shave, whatever I want to do in the shower, but that's when I let my conditioner really sit in my hair. I would always recommend looking at what conditioner you use. I let mine sit for at least 2 minutes, and it really helps getting the knots out of my hair. And then finally, another product that I have started using on a regular basis is this thing. This is beauty oil, this is hair oil, and I actually don't use this every time I come out of the shower. I use this once or twice a month, so every 2 to 3 weeks. Why don't I use this all the time? Because my hair already is rather greasy on its own. I only use it when it feels drier. So if I've been out in the sun a lot, if I've done lots of damaging things to my hair, that's when I will use this hair oil. So my shampoo and conditioner I use twice a week because I shower twice a week, and then I use the hair oil once a month, twice a month, depending on when I need it. My next tip is to avoid doing bad things to your hair. What this means is using heat on your hair or using damaging products. With heat, I mean a flat iron, a hair dryer. I also mean the hair crimper that I personally use way too much. But if you really love the way it looks, be sure to use a heat protectant spray, because this will really help keep your hair healthy. It will put a protective layer over your hair. Whatever I do heat-wise to my hair, I will always be using a heat protectant spray. And then for all the other damaging things you could do to your hair, such as bleaching it, dyeing it, using hairstyling products such as hair wax, hair gels, hairspray in it. Also, using dry shampoo in your hair isn't good for your hair at all, so avoid those things as much as you can. Today I have not done anything to my hair except brushing it out, and this is the way it looks. Also, when taking out or brushing your hair, be very careful. Start at the bottom, work your way to the top, and be gentle with it. Another thing that is very essential while taking care of your hair is using the right hair brushes. I use a tangle teaser for almost everyday use. So I just brush out my hair in the morning when I get up with my tangle teaser, and if needed I will brush it again in the evening before I go to bed. But this has really helped keeping my hair healthy. I used to have other hair brushes, but honestly none of them were as good and as gentle as this one, and I feel it really helps. For me personally, this has been the biggest change in my life ever since I discovered tangle teaser brushes. They're super good. And then for my fringe, I will always be using this fine tooth comb. This is just a regular comb. I use it especially when I'm about to cut my fringe to separate it out and then to comb it through, etc. And on some days like today, if I'm gonna be filming, I use this brush to make sure that my fringe is doing what I want it to do. And that's the only brushes that I really use on a regular basis. So my tangle teaser and a fine tooth comb. And then finally, how I keep my hair nice and black. I dye my hair every 3 to 4 months because it is naturally a dark brown color and I don't feel that my hair needs to be touched up as often. I have been using the same hair dye for a very long time. You can find my old review video about my Garnier Olia black hair dye on my channel. It's a very popular video and I still use that. Proof is that I just finished the conditioner of this one. You don't need a lot of this conditioner, by the way. way. It's extremely good, but you cannot buy it separately, unfortunately. I do not have a box of the hair dye since I used the last one a few weeks ago, right before the festival season started. So right before the Amphi Festival I have dyed my hair black again, but as you can see it looks really good still, even weeks after, and I don't feel like I need to touch up my black hair dye as much. Now if you are blonde and if you dye your hair black, I think you will need to touch it up more often, but I'm very fortunate to have a dark hair color of my own, so I just keep up with the black hair the way I am doing right now. Now if you have colored hair, you might be having to do other things. This is personally what works for me. I am still growing my hair out and I will continue to do so. I do not have any concrete plans of going to the hairdresser and cutting my hair. I just want to see how long it can get naturally and how long I feel comfortable about it. Should you still have any questions about my hair, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. I will be linking my old videos about my black hair dye, so the review video and how I maintain my black hair, in the description box below for you to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next week. Bye!